Descriptions of Humanitarian Traits by Eduardo Bulnes. Approachability. The educated certainly gain ground, securing methods that personally solidify potential, thus rectifying their entity. In acquisition of the very formula that encompasses research, linguistic frontiers may well liberate ideas, most fluidly and without compromise. Of course, communication is likened with vivid transparency, often making academic advancement a trajectory by which the individual's motivations shed light over a broader picture. Discussions are casual and welcome, although interactions require promulgation and openness toward organic prevalence. Realism. Personal character may epitomize qualities inherently engaged in the experience. Those who are active and artistic are prevailingly given the limelight through the presentation of an armory of exemplary skills. Thriving substantially, prolific community figures include lasting influxes of staged performers, loyal in protecting the value of their craft as measurable among many platforms. Ultimately, uniqueness serves an essential gradient, capturing for the public a sense of practicality, a construct used for assessing the expansive facility of the individual. Refinement. One's inclination for their own iconic arrival, in terms of making waves of their presence, is formed through meticulously ordered methods or challenges that intone the vitality of chronology. They encounter a deep respect for opportunity and even become gifted with the desire to inspire others. History evokes the established sound trust and steadiness that come with the natural consecration, channeling intuition toward furthering meaningfulness of a society. Endurance upheld maintains the viability of profound aspects, leading to abundant positivity. Dryness. The simplicity in moving with collective gists while personally under the guise of self-preservation is being resistant toward harmful changes that decay activity. Smooth and fresh minds or people tend to connect others to freedoms through feasibility and an enchanting method of follow-through, producing results with ease and consistency. Governing the service is a reigning retrospect, often in solidification of the function and utility of elevated work. While stating things clearly and precisely, resolute passion contributes to varying levels of impact, interpreted as a gesture of available help. Representation. Invoked to spirit the live query, assembled to enlist their own fortress in the striking presence that holds them true and unwavering, a steadfast director of personal leadership encompasses the generous occasion of living proof. Upheld, grand communication with present others creates a broader, efficient understanding of fulfillment, gained in accordance with subtle ramparts throughout nature. Virtually, well-rounded speakers counter destructiveness by equifying the stance, physically in pursuit of radical correspondence and aid. Fitness. Adjusted for practical endeavoring lives one whose ascendance into a favorable physique equates the delivery of credibility and holistic entrepreneurship. The audience intriguedly sees their hardened body, with an elevated persona, motivate a greater reality. Gearing the promise of excellence, they teach that through full application of regulated, rudimental exercise, successful development of singularity is cemented. Stealth and brighter intuition are proven to be tools for communalizing the interactivity which practically warms the entire coalition at hand. Helpfulness. Goals of fulfilling another's needs, as with main objectives given time and attention to, are hallmark outcomes of positive interpersonal adherence and proven resourcefulness. As one receives contributions, energy and movement generate a caressing that supports opportunity as merciful. Every grant that effectively sponsors such relinquishments acts proliferatedly, upholding traditionally renowned Samaritan values or etiquette. The task is the basis for solidification of security, routinary in assembling the trajectory that exists between experiences up to humanity, enlightening those who serve as well as take. Romance. Being open to love and textual significance with another person may be considered romantic. Such relationships may inspire shared gifts of certainty and adequacy, suggestively helping improve upon the discovery of best suited ongoing plans. One's thought process phases into the heart a collective balance of faith where trust and value lend to the major collaboration. Formally an ode to resonance, grand vitality is fashioned for cases in which observers realize its potential. Philosophy. An indicative account of purpose as a construct can legitimately create recognition for natural supposition that correctly specifies worthy material. It benefits where outcomes of lavish scopes create horizons of life and stability. Respectably an exhibition, constance fuels the delivery of statements, typically surpassing common thresholds, maintaining learners who like to climb in ascendance with the working word. Writers' credible sponsorship of certain truth is an artifact worth staging, belonging to insightful, dedicated audiences. Determination. In qualifying worthy difficulties of which to attend, mindfulness may cohesively harden tangible goodness to ease the fulfillment of duties through tranquility that is set. This handy tendency links initiative to closure as active sponsorship engages specialized coordination, achieving quickened results. Technically wholesome effort in withstanding surface labor is suggestive of the person at work, having internalized motives of discernment and visualization to relinquish dedicated activity. In graduating from lesser forms of contribution, one concedes to selecting functional subjection with honorable respect to building history and experience, both immersive in effect. Scholarship. Due to the continuum of fundamental research, provided bookwork, and recorded studies, supportive judgment uses reasoning to determine each universal purpose. Distinctions are interpreted by the attentive, who cordially regard rationales as integral to determining impending changes of course. Personally assertive energy endeavors to stake firm designs of embarkation as placid, useful to the many who conscientiously strive to eliminate casualties. At last, thematically rejuvenating oversight becomes the dutiful, independent approach of existing retrospectively. Aptness. Frequent but special spans of thought can eventually initiate comfortable sequences like establishing high regards for what appears to be prominent. In theory, groundedness can regulate one's general ordering of stealthy insights, but advancement toward recognizable, persistent conquering exists in imitation of a grand, yet absolute flow. Institutionalized remembrance invites further conveyances rather than acknowledgments of a boundless future. Throughout all able thought, ever making waves that fill silence may be harnessed as fertile energy, constant to those ready to assist. Artistry. A stronghold and worthy presentation is a clear therapy which especially heals indifference and other oddities. The symbolic gesture is believed to support growth by enhancing the basis, generally describing fortuitous stature. Output that securely scores flightful qualities of an ambitious design creatively produce the opportunity to become amply devoted, with the routine specialty that is appreciation or eventual love. The humane engendering of spirits going into residential belonging is a foremost omen linking consistency to a future of valuable choices to grantingly heighten the self. Organization. Idealistic opportunities, where the guarantee of excellence is developed and sustained, tend to the parts that create one's epic reality. In manifesting perfection, permanence becomes a most pivotal detail guiding member trajectories, often naturally breaking down challenging barriers. Inciting the need to solve chaos, one lavishly weighs decisions geared toward placing sorted belongings in a significant fashion. Having accomplished managing the newly established environment, a lasting notion of betterment exists for parties ethically alike. Celebration. Engagement, even unanimously as a pack or ensemble attending a main event, can lead to the joyful status with which one is compelled to act in complementing. Flagrant exploration per the glance and understanding the parcels at play are integral to issuing certainly new gratuity, ranked as a radiant formality and resource. Systematically, stardom brings into function the very savvy alignment, naturalizing the ability to balance crucial and adequate inventiveness of poise, actually rectifying countenances that instill relief and lasting understanding. Relevance. The plethora of unique instances honing reality are practically only available to able mindsets structuring a centered belief. In relinquishing such ample truth to others, rationale suggestively likens the distinction to originally standing expectations of those already near to the base of understanding. Referencing resultant equilibrium, a conundrum of notice exists, initiating a cataloging of the sudden postulate situation. All effort in upholding prosperity inspires replicating the momentum of a conscious running integrity, naturally anchoring recognition of universal clarity, innumerately claimed. Dominance. A leading anchor whose success in overcoming challenges secures general assets like resources and skills can positively alter a community's rudimental knowledge by specializing already flowing interests. This lifted state increases the viability and influence of sensitivity, creating devotion of the collective and solemn respect due the provider of extraordinary embellishments. The promise of cohesive continuity makes longevity an utmost priority, persisting through cyclical systems to successfully earn rights of entitlement. Outspokenness. Vocally breaking silence equates that an altruistic consolidation of candid listening is intently generated, timely and relevant, glad and present. Invested, much decency plays the role of formed respect, laid out as common ground, classifying involvement as pivotal to individuality per the truest definition of community. The divulging of information artistically introduces engaging advantages to remaining in correspondence, including regarding situations thematically, thus developing encapsulation of discovery. Square enunciation envelops a nurturing quality that asserts the plentiful atmosphere is absolutely rectified of language, virtually assigned yet useful. Athleticism. One may advance their body's musculature and fitness by conjugating ardor into optimal exercise. An enduring prodigiousness, characterized by marked ability, exemplifies eventually statistical height, realized through intelligent rationale and certain grit. Studying how the gainful design or bodily artifact is made absolute with a like-minded team may enforce recognition toward proportion and/or refinement, which are integral to tranquility and respect where regulation of constructed independence can remain in honest favor to genetics. Assertiveness. In association with important matters, foremost remarks whose galvanizing effects instill rationale for imminent projects inspire conscious introspection. One's method of announcement, typically composed of directly attributive aspects directing their already persistent degree of composure, provides an encompassing so gem-like that reprises may enter necessitation. A lack of subtlety compels open followers to locate implicit tools of speaker progression worth naturally aspiring to uphold or regenerate. Fervid attention is generous with resultant ponderance, philosophically awakening roots of goals formerly dormant. Humor. The standard centrifugal anomaly lending to one's engagement in laughter and self-preservation is as eventual permission to produce spiritual art, internalized but expressed. Energy is represented, solidified within the notion of natural sway that is in progress, thoroughly captivating attention. It even allows for lessons in etiquette, begging drive and normalcy of the expanse, available of those partnered with such luxurious potential. In the fashion of flight contained, truth reflects boundlessly into the air, calling to order relatively overwhelming sanity disguised as passive intrigue. Multifacetedness. A rich skill set of prevalence maintains the spectacular vitality of service and education, strengthened by afforded discipline that is developed from the living experience. Socially, the powerful stature increases kinship ability to fathom such mastery, sometimes considered magical and harbored with much heroism. Traces of favorable clarity bring into necessary observation nonchalant reflections establishing inclinations for deriding issues firsthand and even qualifying fullness of survival. As such, elements of light sponsor the progression forward, likely sprung cohesively into the open air while dilemmas subside entirely. Drive. While there are things to have done, one will respectfully develop or utilize expertise in fulfilling prompts that are aligned appropriately. Singularly defining the unfolding of activities easily lends to adhering to a cohesive, better tomorrow. An utmost reality exists with support for the ongoing trek, consistently refining the standpoint, substantiating legitimate work invigoratingly. Ample execution of said agendas accesses focal continuity with ease yet prevalence, supplying the onset of each day with avenues on which to contribute to endeavors most plentifully ascertained as hopeful. Confidence. As one must, at times, answer to social requirements, their rectification of amiable aspects tends to thrive extracurricularly, shaped by open tranquillity and composed with generous energy. Spirited honor making holidays of communality raises people out from dormancy into an expansive abundance, otherwise the treat that is nature's aim. Domestication of the forensic epiphany, instantly harnessing the spectrum of depth or height, dependent per the note per paradigm, involves garnering specificity, definitions elegantly engaging the arrangement of words conferring what the speaker is moved to state, undoubtedly.